So listen, Jeezy, he just dropped a new album, and I guess he's kind of on a promo tour. The name of the album is I Might Forgive, but I Don't Forget. Double album. We know Jeezy is also going through a divorce, which he filed for, surprisingly to many people, after 2 years. And we know that Nia is also going through a very public breakup from her ex fiance, Ime Udoka, who's the current coach of the Houston Rockets. While he was with the Boston Celtics, he was stepping out on his relationship with a coworker. And there was a lot of controversy because the coworker's name wasn't released. There were accusations that Amy was actually pressuring her, and it just was a really, really heightened situation. And so throughout, once it was sort of the dust was settled with it after Amy was suspended for the season and so forth, Nia began speaking out subtly at first, more vocally as time went on, saying that she didn't appreciate how the Boston Celtics did not protect her or her family with the way that they released the information, that it was unfair that the woman was allowed to kind of escape accountability from Nia's perspective in the situation. She did not feel that the woman was a victim as being presented. It's a little more than that. So she and Jeezy got together to have a talk about vulnerability, heartbreak, relationships. And some are saying, that Amy might have to shoot the fade with Jeezy because he was a little dirty Mac. Yeah. Listen, we've seen a lot of that over the past couple of days, and it takes me back to the conversation that we had last night when Gilbert Arenas was saying that, oh, 70% or some made up stat of women that date NBA players will end up dating one of their teammates. And here's the thing, nothing about how the men target some of the same women. They're looking for the same things or whatever. So, it wouldn't be a far stretch of the imagination that Jeezy might be like, Nia Long is a beautiful woman, age appropriate, and actually, she's probably older than Jeezy. I'm sure of it. Yeah. And some people are also a little upset with Jeezy because they feel that he is using black women in their image to rehab himself after he went and married outside. Those are very delicate and sensitive conversations, and people have a lot of emotions as related to it. But the conversation between Nia and Jeezy brought out some interesting things. One, Jeezy shared his thoughts on his pending divorce. So let's hear what he had to say about that.
We haven't talked about is your current marriage and your current situation. And I think it would be unfair to you to not address that in this space where we're being really open and honest. And it doesn't have to be the details of anything.
Right.
But if you've done all of this work and you've given yourself that grace and you've given yourself that space to grow and you've given yourself permission to love self, right? Then what happens when a man gets to the point where they're just like, okay, I'm filing for divorce?
Integrity intact. I could never say anything that would not honor somebody.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you that this has not been a easy journey.
Right.
I can tell you that I'm saddened. I can tell you that I'm disappointed. I can tell you that I'm uneasy, right? But again, like, God has put me in a different path, and that path is going to entail for me to take care of myself and to love myself and to be in the best situation that I can thrive as someone who's been through all the things that I've been through.
It's kind of something you can't explain.
Yeah, you can't. The real thing is, like, I don't like to fail at anything.
Me either.
You know,
I don't
and
want to lose. I don't want to fail.
I don't want to fail,
I don't want
especially when I know what
you've poured in.
right. And you know, as I sit across from you, like I can only be responsible for myself.
True.
You know, and I can only do what I can do, right? And I can't expect someone else to do what I'm doing.
But did you go to therapy with her?
Yeah,
Okay, that's good.
right,
So you actually addressed it,
right.
tried to work through it, tried to do the work, and it just was like not happening.
You know,
Well, then you tried.
yeah,
I don't know about for you, but for me, it is a switch.
right.
And when that
And
switch
is
goes
that what
off,
that was your switch?
gone. Yeah.
Right,
But you know, I had to realize for myself that anything that happened in the last, what was it, year and a half of my
Right.
life, that shouldn't have nothing to do with me.
and that's my
That didn't
point
have
of case.
anything to do with me. I was not embarrassed.
Right.
The way that Black people stood up for me and the way that Black women were like, oh no, you don't do that to her. I was shocked because I didn't realize that what I had done or what I've done in my career had so much impact.
So there was a lot that was said throughout that conversation. Let's start with Jeezy. I feel like that that was a whole lot of nothing. I don't feel like he really explained anything. I understand putting yourself first, and that's usually what we tell people to do after a breakup and, recalibrate themselves and so forth. But I don't feel that he gave any insight. I don't think that we learned anything. And I don't think that there was anything revealing in that statement. And again, let me be clear, I recognize he doesn't owe us an in depth explanation. However, if you're going to say that you're being vulnerable, an example, I don't know. I just felt like that was a lot of word salad. Perhaps it's just me.